Great. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. Welcome to this broadcast today. You are watching live and direct on Enter Biafra Channel 1. You are watching live and direct on Enter Biafra live streaming app. You are watching live and direct on YouTube. You are watching live and direct on other social media platforms. Today, we are here to brief you some of the updates. And today we are going to have a very special guest in our midst in the name of Dr. Allen. Dr. Allen is here to brief us and give Biafrans update about what is going on with the ICC, what is going on in international community, in addition to what other attorneys of the IPOB, Indigenous People of Biafra, are doing. The BWGG group that is now battling or is about to battle the Nigeria state at the International Criminal Court. Today they have come to give us update. Fortunately, we were supposed to have Jeff. Jeff was supposed to be here as well, but at this point we have at least Dr. Allen. We have Dr. Allen White to give us this update today. And some of you who may want to ask questions, you may, we have very limited time. You may have time to ask your questions concerning the filing the application to the International Criminal Court against the Nigeria state. So I am going to, for those of you watching from Facebook, you know how we normally do it. So I'm going to switch over. Sandra Ogboe, thank you for your super chat. We appreciate you. I'm going to switch over now. For those of you from Facebook, please go to Enter Biafra Channel 1. Go to Enter Biafra Channel 1, Enter Biafra live streaming app. Go to YouTube and other platform where we are streaming live, because Facebook, I don't know, even when in this broadcast now, I have tried to see if I would come in with the Facebook to announce, at least announce the that we are live, but unfortunately we did not see that the live program is being streamed on Facebook. I don't know why. So even though we have quite a good number of people watching now, so all you have to do now is switch over to Enter Biafra Channel 1. See you there and be part of this program. Thank you. All right. Thank you very much. Good evening, good afternoon, depending on where you are watching from. This is live broadcast, the 5th day of November 2021. And we call it the Historic Eve Day, or let's call it the Historic Eve, Election Eve, the Ghost Election Eve, or something like that. We are demanding the unconditional release of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. We are demanding referendum. We are demanding release of all agitators that has been abducted, that has been kidnapped, that is now in the dungeon of the DSS and other security agents in Nigeria. We are demanding the release of all IPOB members that are being detained unjustly, illegally. We demand their unconditional release. Of course, if they wish, we are also demanding the proscription of indigenous people of Biafra before at least before we transit to the referendum of Biafra. Let me make it very clear for those of you who don't understand what we are saying. What we are saying is that the election in Anambra will not hold until Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is released. We appreciate those who have come to make it clear. The leadership, we appreciate them. But the people of Biafra, from what have happened today, decided already on their own that they are going to send a very strong signal to the international community. The signal to the international community is that it is referendum or no election. Let me tell you, we can't be afraid. We can't be afraid at the same time looking for the freedom and self-determination and emancipation of our people from Janjaweed people in Nigeria. We cannot, out of fear, be agitating for freedom of our people. We must be very brave. We must be ready to take anything that comes on our way. We must be ready to liberate and fight to the end. Not going to mind whatever the Nigerian is liable for the fact that the world understand what we are fighting for. Biafra issue is in global history. Is in global history. Biafra is issue that is globally recognized. Millions of people died. Today, the children of those people, they're subjugated to all manner of degrading treatment and abuse. We are here today to finish what our forefathers, our grandfathers started. We are here today because when Nigeria war was declared, no victor, no vanquish, was warned by Daniel Effiong. If you do not children very well, they will rise up again against you. That is exactly what we are doing now. It does not matter whether the Nigeria government is labeling themselves terrorists. The world know that we are not terrorists. The world know we are fighting a just cause. And we are going to do everything to make sure we get our freedom. As I'm talking to you, war ongoing in Cameroon against Ambazonians. As I'm talking, between South Sudan and Sudan, they fought war for 30 good years. They were not regarded as terrorists. Even the people that were regarded as terrorists in Afghanistan, we see the that America is giving them today to be recognized as a government. The condition is only for them to denounce Al-Qaeda. After decades, many years of wastage, America's soldiers killed, billions of dollars wasted, American weapons and everything in the hand of Taliban. Upon the fact that Taliban and Afghanistan is ranked #1 terrorist country according to World Terrorism, Global Terrorism Index. But it is completely a different thing when it comes to Biafra. When it comes to Biafra, we are being ruled by terrorist government we are being ruled by some few people from ethnic group that are nomadic and very heartless people. And we say we are incompatible. We don't have the same cultural value system. And we say we are going to opt out of Nigeria. And for that reason, they proscribe us. Now we have been able to create awareness, global awareness, under the leadership of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, the highest awareness in history of mankind, especially in freedom and agitation for self-determination. Biafra agitation have that scattered all over the world. We are scattered all over the world. We will continue the struggle. We will continue the struggle. We will not be moved. We will not be threatened. We will not be intimidated by any threat coming from anywhere. So when you are in this struggle, the only thing you have to focus is getting Biafra. Do not be afraid of that you are being called a terrorist. You are not a terrorist. You are not a terrorist. And the world knows that. The world knows that. If we go into civil war today against Nigeria state, which probably may happen, if we go into civil war against Nigeria state for Biafra, who is going to call each other terrorists? Is it you? Are you going to be the one that will call terrorist or the Nigeria government? So, welcome to this program. Make sure you invite people and let us welcome. Now we are going to start what we have come to do this evening. We read in the news that the United States is giving a statement about Anambra election. They want to see free and fair election in Anambra. How can you have free and fair election in Nigeria where you have over 34,000 policemen being deployed to kill our people? How are you going to have free and fair election in Anambra? Before we can talk about having free and fair election in Anambra, since we are going political solution, first of all, Anambra state must be demilitarized. All the military and security people in Anambra state must leave. You can't militarize a state and you want to have democracy take place. Two of them can never work together. So when you want to conduct election, if we're going to have a democratic or political solution, make sure that there is nothing in this life that will make election tomorrow to take place, because we need to postpone the election so that the leadership will go back to drawing board. The demand will be very clear. You cannot have a free and fair election when you have police and army everywhere, considering the record of the Nigeria police and the security agent. Very, very bad record. You can never have free and fair election. So, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu should be released. After that, after the release of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, whatever he say is final. Whatever he say about Anambra election is final. So we demand also the release of all the people that have been abducted and kidnapped by the Nigeria DSS. They are today languishing in prison and incarcerated. We are going to ask our guests to come in. So we'll continue, because after him, we are going to have the normal exposition today. Make sure you hit the like button as you are coming. Those of you watching from YouTube, as you are coming, you are hitting the like button so that other people will understand that we are live, and it will appear on their feed. Those who are using YouTube, who are watching from YouTube. Wait for Dr. Allen to join us. And on this note, let us go on commercial. All right, welcome back. Welcome back. Dr. Allen, good afternoon from here.
Good afternoon, Simon. Thank you for having me.
Thank you. This is the second time you are coming to the program. Welcome you again. I know that you have been here before, and a lot of people may have seen you. A lot of people may have read about you. If you could tell us just a little bit brief about yourself for those who have never seen you before.
Okay, thank you very much. You know, I'm a partner of the BW Global Group based in Washington, D.C., and we specialize in human rights issues, crimes against humanity, some government relations, and anti-corruption work worldwide. I have over 40 years of criminal investigative law enforcement experience, principally involved in international activities. My last assignment before I retired from the U.S. government, I was on loan to the United Nations-backed Special Court for Sierra Leone, where I was the chief of investigations, where I lived and worked in Freetown, West Africa, where I was responsible for directing all the criminal investigations, war crimes investigations of those people that bear the greatest responsibility for the civil war in Sierra Leone. Interestingly enough, it took us directly to the former president of Liberia, who created the Revolutionary United Front, who was subsequently indicted and convicted for war crimes. At the time, he was the first sitting head of state ever indicted for war crimes. And again, he was subsequently convicted, sentenced to 50 years. And his son was also arrested and convicted for torture related to one of our witnesses and witnesses of the Special Court for Sierra Leone, not directly, but indirectly related. And he received a 97-year sentence in the United States. So I have vast experience in seeking justice and accountability in the international rule of law arena. So that's the experience I bring to the particular project that we have, that we're honored to work on behalf of the IPOB, and that was to seek justice and accountability and also engage in a human rights campaign, not only in Washington, D.C., but globally. So that's what we're actively involved in and have been doing since March of this year, when the leader reached out to us and signed an agreement with us, and we've been engaged ever since.
Thank you very much for that in-depth brief. I wouldn't want to go into the Liberia thing and all that because a lot of people already have heard about how you handled it, and history is about to repeat itself. Now, we have been seeing recently, news on different platform about your organization filing some kind of document to the ICC, International Criminal Court. So, could you tell us, what is going on? Is there an update from the September filing?
Absolutely. We've, as you know, there's a lot of things that we're doing that are confidential. But what I can share with you was that we have collected evidence and information where we prepared our very first criminal referral to the Office of the Prosecutor at the International Criminal Court on 15 September of this year. And it was a confidential but a very comprehensive compilation of evidence we submitted to them that they received, acknowledged receipt, and are actively examining that information. And we'd also requested that if they had not opened up an investigation yet, to add this to the preliminary examination. However, we are actively seeking that they seek approval from the pretrial chamber to open an investigation specifically into the wide-scale and systematic killing of the civilian population, and most notably targeting the indigenous people of Biafra. Now, since that time frame, we have collected additional evidence, and we submitted a second referral containing criminal information and evidence to substantiate further ongoing and wide-scale systematic killing of the civilian population, and again, specifically targeting the IPOB. That was also acknowledged. It's being examined. And again, we are requesting that they formally open an investigation and look into what we are identifying as a genocide that's being committed by the Nigerian government and extremist Fulanis against the indigenous people of Biafra.
Thank you very much. You said it has been acknowledged, and you are waiting for the ICC to open investigation. So I just want to for just for just a clarification. Is it that when the application is filed, they have to be after the acknowledgement, they have to now open the investigation for that particular case?
Well, what the process is that they have to seek formal approval from the pretrial chambers to do that. What we are doing is providing them ample evidence to justify that request to open an investigation, and most specifically, looking at the, again, wide-scale and systematic killing of the civilian population, which is a crime against humanity and, quite frankly, genocide that we believe is being committed against indigenous people of Biafra.
All right. So when this thing is filed, is it like something that anybody can ask and get information that some kind of complaint or application has been lodged at the ICC? Is it something that anybody can ask question and he get some information or some kind of feedback from the ICC?
Well, we have gotten written responses, acknowledgement, as you typically do. And we've also gotten responses directly from the Office of the Prosecutor. And it is a process. And as you can imagine, we collected very sensitive information, and it's confidential. Certainly they have all the details, but it's not something that's publicly and readily available to the public for obvious reasons. We have confidential sources of information and evidence that needs to be protected, but the ICC is well aware of it, and they have that, and it's their obligation to examine and look at that, and we've done that under the protection of the ICC, so that sources and witnesses and methods and operations are not inadvertently disclosed or discovered, to protect the individuals that are involved.
Yeah. All right. So we, the last time you were here, And I have also been privileged to see the release from your group. There are some other organizations you have mentioned that that were communicated officially. So could you brief us about them, like for the Committee on Human Rights at the UN and all that? And then also you mentioned about the United Kingdom. Let us take it step by step. Brief us about the Committee on Human Rights at the UN. What do you intend to get from them?
Absolutely. This is a process, as you know. You have to educate people and make them aware of this. And this is it's a process, and it takes time to do that. So we are familiar with all the organizations that have an interest in jurisdiction in this. So in September, we had written specifically and made a complaint to the Secretary General in hopes that it would be elevated to the Security Council. Simultaneously, we provide a written notice to the High Commissioner for Human Rights for the UN in Geneva, and put her on notice, Madame Juria, of the circumstances and information to the extent that we could talk about in the first referral to the ICC. And we also notified the Foreign Office in the UK as well, to make sure that they were aware. Now, this month we followed through, because unfortunately right now, despite people that indicate that they go and are meeting with people, they are not meeting people in person. So the process is in writing. You can do it in writing, but we also like to do it in person. And unfortunately, the Office of the High Commissioner is not meeting. That entire office is not meeting people in person. So this is the recourse that we have for now. Certainly, when the opportunity presents itself that we can meet in person, we definitely want to follow up. So this second referral we made was a formal written complaint to the Human Rights Council, which also falls under the Office of the High Commissioner for Human Rights. So that has been done. And what we're seeking is an independent commission of an international inquiry where people would be appointed, experts would be appointed to look into the wide scale and systematic killing of the civilian population, including the indigenous people of Biafra. So it's separate and distinct from the ICC, but we're reaching out to those entities that have a vested interest to look into this. We also had submitted this again to the Foreign Office, a redacted version of the criminal complaint, which was acknowledged receipt and also forwarded to the appropriate offices in London and also in The Hague. So we are moving forward, we're making progress, and we are reaching out to the people that have direct responsibility, to include the U.S. Congress. This actually last month, Congressman Smith, the co-chairman of the U.S. Congressional Tom Lantos Human Rights Commission, held hearings, and it was entitled "The Balance of Human Rights and Counterterrorism." And what has happened, many governments have used the terrorism label to target their opposition. And there's been an abuse of this. And he specifically cites the Buhari, President Muhammadu Buhari, as being one of those that has pursued his opposition, such as the indigenous people of opposition, and using the prescription of terrorism as a form of repression. So this is a very significant step in the process where we're getting notoriety on this issue, and Nigeria is being brought under the microscope, particularly in the US with the UN and even in the UK. So we think we're making progress. And again, this is part of the human rights advocacy campaign, and also what the leader wanted us to do, and that was to pursue justice and accountability on behalf of the indigenous people of Biafra. So that's exactly what we're doing.
Thank you very much for this explanation. A lot of people, when you look at the screen, I'm just flashing the first communication to the ICC. A lot of people don't understand the process and the procedure of this ICC. So is it that you have to petition, like here, it says that the BWGG petitioned the ICC expand the Nigeria government crimes to also include international rendition of the regime political opponent, which is Mazi Nnamdi Kanu on this. And there is the British citizens and all that. So is it that when you are filing a petition to the ICC, it is not, it doesn't, of course, can you explain more? Because a lot of people may think that when you file petition to the ICC, you are filing petition to ordinary court. There is, I know at least there is something called the admissibility criteria or admissibility standard of cases in ICC. So could you just a little bit brief tell people what does that mean? You know, when we talk about admissibility standard or admissibility criteria. Thank you.
Absolutely. The International Criminal Court was stood up in 2002 officially, and it's really the court of last resort. And there are signatories, which mean people sign up to allowing the International Criminal Court to seek jurisdiction over crimes against humanity and international violations of humanitarian law under Article 7, which is the Rome Statute that outlines what the criminal statutes are. For example, murder, genocide, torture, all those types of statutes. Nigeria is a signatory to it. So the ICC does have jurisdiction over the government of Nigeria when, in fact, the government either lacks the will or lacks the capacity to investigate and prosecute those that are involved in crimes against humanity against their own people. So in this case, in 2012, the prosecutor of the International Criminal Court has the authority to open up a preliminary examination. It's a form of an investigation, but it's not formal. That preliminary examination was closed out on December 11th, or a report was issued on December 11th, 2020. The indication was they were going to seek formal approval from the pretrial chambers of the International Criminal Court to open up a criminal case, look into Boko Haram and also the Nigerian security forces who had committed atrocities. That has not happened yet. So the next step is to continue under Article 15 of the Rome Statute. It allows the prosecutor to receive information from non-governmental organizations or other credible sources, such as our organization, have experience and expertise in these types of matters, to provide information direct to the office of the prosecutor. So what we're doing now is providing them evidence to support a formal request to open up a criminal investigation into the crimes against humanity, and specifically the wide-scale and systematic killing of the civilian population, which is genocide, which involves with the African desk and all them. We want to keep them aware of what's going on and keep them engaged in what's going on so that they can
Thank you very much. And just for our viewers, I would want to bring this to the screen. One moment. When you look at this, what is on the screen, this is the first communication on the 15th of September 2021 from your organization. This is 15th of September, as you can see, 15th of September, Washington, D.C. Go down to the second page of this document. One moment. There is something here that says Congressman Chris, ranking member of the House Foreign Affairs Africa, submitted stated genocide is happening right before our eyes. The United States and international community must do to more to hit the violent because the dire situation on ground warrant it, and because the people of Nigeria deserve to live in peace and freedom with their fundamental human right guaranteed. Now, the congressman, in related to the congressman's statement. Now, this is from Chris, and this was in September 15, 2021. Now, I'm going to bring another statement, another statement from Chris. I think in October. Then after that, I will ask you the question I want to ask. So let us go to bring this to the screen. That was what I just read now was in September, and then going forward to October 2021, the same Congressman Smith, now did not only just talked about Nigeria. He did not only talk about the and all that going on in Nigeria. He did not only talk about the genocide going on in Nigeria. One moment, I don't know if you can see. Are you seeing anything on the screen?
I am.
You seen the document on the screen?
Yes, it's small, but I can read it.
Okay, I have to try to make it more. I think.
Yes, I can see it. Yes.
All right. One moment. All right. So when you look at, what I've just read now, previously from September 15, during when you filed the first application to the ICC, and then this is now the Tom Lantos Human Rights Commission hearing, counter-terrorism and human rights, striking the right balance, and this on Tuesday, October 26, 2021. And this is the remark. And in this particular conference, Congressman Chris made a very remarkable comment where he said, meanwhile, the government about libeling group agitating for separatism, such as the indigenous people of Biafra or IPOB, terrorists and using this label as a justification for repression. Now, this why I'm just, I think I have to read this from the beginning. I have to read this from here so it will make sense to people who are listening to this broadcast. Now, he said, we also see in Nigeria the selective use of counterterrorism to attack political opposition. Nigerians on a daily basis witness the impunity which so-called Fulani herdsmen, extremists who share an ethnic and religious ethnicity with President Buhari and the Fulani elect, which now dominate all key institutions in Nigeria, and it is also